Hello all, welcome to another edition of Metroid Fusion Randomizer in 2023. We got a match between Fpiz and Caio. We're just about to get underway. Looks like Caio is once again going to be playing on a GameCube controller. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get the working adapter for his emulator. So I'm gonna be sticking with GameCube for now, or not emulator, for console. And it looks like they're off. Some of these first few minutes is going to be a lot of dialogue. They're going to be speeding through. I'm going to take this moment to get a snack break and enjoy the show. So we used to have a pretty nice where we went by in-game time. We didn't have to worry so much about text mashing, as it is notably more complicated on in Metroid Fusion than it is in other games. Normally you could just hold the button, but in Fusion you have to wait to hold the button until there's text, until there's a cursor on screen. And then once the line completes, you have to release the button, press a button again, and then press and hold another button again. And it just doesn't quite work if you accidentally press two buttons at once. They'll just kind of interrupt each other, and neither of them will speed up the text. That's kind of obnoxious. We're getting our missiles here. They're very handy upgrades. Much higher firepower than the pea shooter. Currently, I believe lemons do 2 damage, and the missiles do 10. But also there are several enemies, such as that hatch and these barriers and Idor coming up that only take damage from missiles, as well as generally most bosses. Or well, a lot of bosses take damage and start to don't have that. So we get some attempts at an Idor double here. I believe Fpiz got one. I blinked and I missed if Caio did. Might have. Arachnus is pretty straightforward. There's some potential free to it, where you could get damage in while it's facing the wrong way. By like shooting it from above, or apparently there's a spot where you could shoot it in its heel. But the biggest trick in this fight is on the core, where you get where you get two missiles to hit on the same frame. By either shooting two missiles where it's spawning, right before its hitbox appears, or by shooting two missiles straight up into its rectangular hitbox as it's flying by. So that it's hitting the missiles on each side. Boom, scary monster. Oh no. Oh no, and it has eyes, but their eyes are white. We apologize if anyone here is like susceptible to some scariness. This is a pretty spooky game. So regarding controller choice, there are a lot of different controllers used in the speedrunning community. Usually, the recommended option is the Game Boy Advance. I think some people prefer the original Game Boy Advance, but I know some players who use a PS3 controller or PlayStation controller or a Xbox Elite controller or something. A couple of people who use GameCube controllers. And of course there are some players who use keyboard as well. The most important aspect of a controller is that you're used to it. Comfort is pretty much in regards to how effective the controller is, how effective you'll play. But once you do get used to a controller, there are a few quirks with various controllers that theoretically just improve your skills by or hamper your skills by 1 or 2%. It's really minor. You can play on pretty much any controller. It's just a little less comfortable, which is gonna mess with your head. Got another Idor coming up. So basically, to get Idor, another Idor double for Fpiz there. To get Idor doubles, you effectively have a 2-frame window for the second missile to hit. You can either hit it on the same frame as the first missile, or you could hit it 1 frame later. but it's still really tight. And the way you do it is by making use of the acceleration of the missiles and the fact that your arm cannon position resets if you're spinning. So normally you have your arm cannon positioned in front of you. As you're turning, the turn animation is like 5 frames long. And the arm cannon will shift during that. But also, if you're spinning, for the first frame of the spin, your arm cannon is in the default position at the bottom back of your sprite. And that's pretty much the only way we know of to be able to fire a missile far back enough that we can fire the second missile in front of it and hit the eye door both at once. So since the second missile is going to take a moment to speed up, the first missile is going to catch up since it was fired instead of the first. But now that we have charge beam, it's kind of no longer relevant. It was important for the first couple of eye doors, but not so much anymore. We could just use a singular charge beam at point blank range to incapacitate the eye doors, to completely obliterate them in one shot. I mean, I guess that's technically true. Heading on into Sector 2 now. This is a pretty scary sector. Because there's that little callback to that little spookiness from earlier. But also the enemies in this sector do a lot of damage. The Zoros, those little red slugs on the ground, they do 45 damage every time you touch them. And ideally, you'll just be running through and killing them without really slowing down. But there are a couple points where that's a really tightly timed thing to do. Coming up here, they're going to kill the first one with a charge shot. Shoot 2 missiles earlier than you would think to destroy the second one. You have a few frames of leeway, but there's not much of a... Well, I guess there could be a visual cue, but you still have to react to whether the slug is moving left or right. Debatably, the hardest part of Sector 2 is the boss. Not so much in that it's a difficult boss to defeat, but in that it has a significant amount of RNG, where it could just straight up waste time, and there's nothing you could do about it. So it's not like physically hard to do. It's more like if it gives you 12 extra jumps it kind of deals psychological damage. And then you just have to reset your run. That's not true, but it can actually vary wildly how long it takes to beat the boss, since it's completely invulnerable until it decides to be vulnerable. It'll be guaranteed to jump at least 3 times. It could jump as often as like 15 times, assuming you destroy a part on each round at once. There's 3 jumps from him already. He's guaranteed to do 1 jump on this next phase and 2 jumps on the phase afterwards. That's like 6 so far. 9. It's pretty average. And then 10 to finish it off. So this high jump is needed to get out of the room. It's not strictly required to climb up this tall shaft before it. It's actually possible with a mid-air bomb jump into a jump. But unfortunately, the doors are just inactive at the top of the room. Fpiz failing the spring ball over the SAX trip quite miserably. That was like an awful attempt. Nah, he was just trying to pick us up. See, we get pretty much the same RNG from Caio. For the first round, at least. But yeah, I'd say like 10 jumps are probably pretty average. Yeah, it's the exact same RNG. Oof. Only half of the charge beam hit for that that last phase. We got 11 jumps. That'll happen sometimes. That's why a lot of players just shoot a 3rd missile just in case. So Zazabi is defeated not based on health, but based on hits. And the last phase requires 4 hits to defeat it. But since the charge beam is in 2 parts, sometimes that gets all the way in to hit the inside of Zazabi. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes only 1 part hits. And Caio successfully doesn't die to the SAX as well. Very good job for both of them. kind of find it funny how we tend to destroy all 6 blocks in that little hallway before where Fpiz just was. It's not really necessary in any percent, but it's relevant in 100% because it saves a couple of frames on the way down from the missile tank. And it's relevant in memory corruption because those blocks have to be destroyed in order for memory values to align. This is a very interesting boss where it, like, usually you use the charge beam and it takes like 8 rounds, 8 shots to kill. But like if you hit it just right, like that takes 8 shots. Reason being is that the charge beam does 10 damage for each of its 2 parts, plus the 6 damage of the flare. And as it turns out, if you do it wrong, only damage it with the flare and only do 6 damage. Whereas a missile would kill it in 5 rounds consistently. Good low height. So he uses a morph ball bounce in order to more easily time Shine Spark there. There's another way where you just drop below the overhang and mash the jump button like neutrally to Shine Spark in the tunnel. If you're on the ground and there's a ceiling directly above you, it will prevent you from Shine Sparking. But if you're in the air, then you could Shine Spark exactly where you are. So those couple of frames while you're still jumping will allow you to Shine Spark. But it's more common coming out of here to morph into a ball and bounce on the ground. Because then you get a couple of frames, like 2 or 3 frames to unmorph and then Shine Spark straight away to make sure you're perfectly level with the ground. Otherwise, you're going to bonk into one of the ledges. You just kind of have to go back and get another run going. Looks like Caio hits with the flare again. I don't know why that's so common. Gets it down on, I think it was 4 rounds. Caio showing off, you could just stand under the overhang, as I was saying before. There's a lot of nuance to Metroid Fusion. It's really nice. If you want a speed game where you do pretty much mostly what you do in a casual playthrough, but just a lot better, Metroid Fusion is a really solid speed game for that. It's especially popular since there aren't really, other than memory corruption, there aren't any major skips. There are just really flashy tricks that save a second or 2. Fpiz getting a shine charge. It looked to be the first frame of the block breaking. It has, I want to say, a 3-frame window to break that block and store the shine. See if Fpiz can get Data Spark. He does a skid right before touching the pad, and then crouches on the very end of the pad, giving him a little bit extra leeway, and successfully pulls off the spark right after the text box. Like, as the text box is disappearing, you gotta be ready to let go of left and press jump. You have to actually turn. So you have to be holding left when coming out of that text box, but you absolutely have to let go of a direction before trying to park for just spin jumps instead. The upgrade to super missiles is really nice for these like moderate strength enemies. Those side hoppers normally take 3 missiles to dispatch. But supers upgrade to an additional 20 damage. 3 times as missile. Speed Booster is pretty much widely regarded as the best upgrade in the Metroid series. It's so flashy, literally and figuratively. It's nice to get it pretty early in the run. Those ice axe are pretty vicious. They do a lot of damage. It's a little interesting how they do damage. It's they kind of rapidly sap your damage, and then they do like one big hit of damage at the end, for I think a total of 90 damage, something like that. But it kind of differs. some reason. I don't know if it depends on like how it interacts with your hitbox while you're moving or what. Like, I think its trigger to do damage is probably based on near contact, whereas the damage itself may be based on actual contact. I wonder if it's based on, like, partly on... Is it one... I think it's a singular sprite, so I guess it wouldn't be how much of the thing is on you. Looks like Fpiz forgot to bomb the block before he came through here on the first trip. Not a big issue. Caio's coming up in the frosty sector. About to check some ventilations just to see if there are any imposters. No, there are no imposters in here. There's someone above, though. Who is that? Let's see, Orange. Is Orange, what's Orange? Are they doing tasks? Oh, they're attacking. Guys, I think Orange is an imposter. So the Mega Core X is kind of tricky-ish, because it kind of bounces in, like, difficult to predict fashion. Every time you hit it, it bounces away, and then how it follows you afterwards, it just kind of deviates a little bit based on pretty much your movements. When you hit it, how long you've been falling, etc. But doing point-blank shots from inside of it does enough damage to kill it in 4 shots. Casually, that little barrier of smaller X circling around it will defend it. But, you know, we'll just bypass that. Unfortunately, Fpiz is going the wrong way. And going left after the yellow doors is a little bit slower, but it gets the job done eventually, you know. Now we have ice missiles. We have what looks like a spooky dark Pokemon, maybe a shadow Pokemon in the background. Just a nice little throwback to the Digimon series. And now it's time for oh, we got an emergency in Frankersy. That's pretty alarming. I hope the doggo is going to be okay.
Minute to main boiler explosion.
Frankersy. Is doing some pull-ups for some exercise while dealing with the emergency. You gotta stay fit. Does manage to deal with the monster who is creating the emergency in Frankersy. It's very rude of them. But deals with the emergency in about 4:26 left in the clock. Thank goodness the good doggo has been saved. Oh no, Franker Z is in trouble again. Another emergency in Franker Z on Kyle's end. I kind of like how that R shot is put to use in the on that climb on the way up Sector 3. There are 4 blocks on the end of that platform. They're just destructible for pretty much no reason. See, Fpiz was making sure his missiles still worked. Looks like they do. Yep, click, click. Oof. Accidental diagonal input from Fpiz there. That would have been the impossible strat. But it just hit the wall instead of the beast. Good positioning for that easy shrine storage. It's pretty good animals, actually. Those are the kind of animals that are worth saving. It's totally random how fast they come out of their cage. Such a classic human thing to do. We got this alien species that just narrowly escaped from their home planet exploding. First thing we do is put them in a cage. A good damage boost at the end for Kyle. I'm not taking the time to do the Shine Spark pseudo space jump method to through this room for Fpiz. It turns out to not really save any time. It is neat. So if you Shine Spark exactly horizontally and bonk into a wall, it just allows you to jump out of it. You just hold the jump button and you automatically jump in midair. It's not a wall jump, it's just a regular jump. Same height, same speed. So it's basically like the Metroid Prime space jump. There's a pretty cool strat in this room that Fpiz is climbing where you place a power bomb just high enough to reach the entire left wall is destructible. It's basically a bomb chain. And you destroy that and it reveals a ladder. And it'll take a while for that to go off, so you climb up to the second level where you can, like, as the wall is falling out behind the little wiggly dude, and the wiggly dude starts falling, you could freeze it in midair and jump on top of it, and then jump up onto the ladder and climb up the left side. It's pretty flashy. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's much faster, because you do have to take the time to place the bomb and then fall and then jump back up. Maybe there's a better way. I wonder. We'll have to see about springballing up, placing the bomb, and unmorphing and grabbing the ledge or something. That might be good. So you could come close to bombing Ridley's eye there. The best you could do is really just make little spectacles for him. Good fall. Fpiz in a little bit of a hurry, trying to shoot that eye before it opens. So jumping into Yakuza's claws immediately will speed up its cycles a bit. Classic 4 rounds, as always, roughly a quarter of the time. Every single time. If you're really well practiced, you could actually get double missiles on Yakuza. The same way you do double missiles on Core X's. But it's random. And you could just straight up miss. Which is very wasteful. Nice. Caio successfully speed boosts through the gate. There's a trick with that gate Caio did that involves the door transition mechanics. It basically gives you first possible frame firing of the shot, of a charge shot, by letting go of the button when the screen fades to black. But if you wait until it horizontally scrolls, then it gives you a slightly later shot, which unfortunately will fail to hit the gate in time. It'll just be like one frame too late. You'll just bonk into it, usually. I think it's possible you won't. Maybe from where he started he might not have, actually. Oh, Fpiz also doing a little skid jump there. It's a pretty neat technique where you let go of forward to just skid forward. And then while you're skidding, you do a neutral jump. And you'll carry that forward momentum and continue slowing down in the air. So you get kind of a parabolic jump. Parabolic? I don't know. I mean, jumps inherently are parabolic. But like, you know, inverted kind of trajectory. It's an arc at the bottom of your jump instead of the top. Oh, aww. There's what seems to be a frame perfect shine spark you could do there, where if you shine spark like a frame sooner, or you charge the shine spark like a frame sooner than Fpiz did, you would get the corner of the ceiling will nudge you slightly left to align you with the wall, and for some reason that will position the enemy above in such a way that it will aggro you immediately as you're bonking, and you'll get knocked out of the bonk animation, saving you a couple of frames. But it's very tight. Gonna need those green X for Caio. Gonna need a couple more, I think. Okay, there we go. Nice use of the power bomb. The power bomb actually sucks the X into the center of it. Fpiz practicing those Metroid Dread style bomb jumps. Very nice. Extra couple of missiles. This is very well done. I'm just barely getting the double for the spawn, and 2 more doubles to boot. Very nice fight. I always kind of hated how the boss doors are kind of proximity based. Nice R shot to maintain the speed boost going into this room, saving a fraction of a second, but time is time. Oof. These plants on the Netari fight are pretty vicious, especially for like casual players, because your first instinct when falling into an enemy that's just like sucking you in is to just mash the jump button. That's not going to do anything because you're partially in water, so just mashing the jump button will do tiny short hops. It's not going to get you out. It's not like quicksand or something. It's actually just water that you can just jump out of. Pretty solid space jumping from like this. Space jumping in general, just really hard to do. I've never pulled it off in real life, but like even in the game, it's pretty difficult. It's especially tricky when firing, like firing missiles and stuff, because not only do you have to respin after firing, but you also have to press the jump button again, and you have to do so. I think you have to do so after falling a little ways. I think the cooldown on space jumping still applies, even if you break spin. I don't know that for sure. I'm not exactly clear on how it works. It might be that you have to be falling at full speed, which doesn't take long. But it feels like forever when you're waiting for it. Fpiz on his way into a restricted area. Fpiz, you don't have authorization. Get out of there.
No entry without authorization.
It's illegal. Stop it.
Entry without authorization.
You'll notice I'm jumping through some doors, seemingly arbitrarily. And that's actually to fix the door alignment with the screen, so that there's no adjustment when it's transitioning. And it just transitions horizontally significantly sooner. You lose some in-game time because you're actually slowing down. But you're also not waiting as long, so it actually saves real time. Very nice box to fight, Xbox fight. I don't think we're 100% sure whether or not the box has X in the first fight.
No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization.
So an interesting tidbit with the Nightmare fight is that its arms actually won't damage you if you're pseudo screw attacking, but its body will. It has basically 3 hurt boxes. So it's really, really tough to avoid unless you're charging a shot and jumping through the arms. Thank goodness the screen transitioned before Caio caught up to that beam. So we got gold pirates coming up here. Normally, like with the Super Metroid gold pirates, you have to wait for them to jump over you so that they decide to dive kick you. But they don't dive kick in this game. So instead, you have to shoot them while facing the same direction, which is believed to be an attempt to program it so that you have to shoot them in the back without actually giving them an extra back sprite. To reduce on lag. So you can take advantage of that by just shooting them in the face and just turning around. Yeah, it was pretty good eye bombs. Got a couple of double shots. I think it was a 2 doubles on that core. Fortunately, killing 3 rippers on the way out. We should start docking players like 2 minutes per ripper killed. Like right there, that would be another 2 minutes. So you could just kill that crab on the way out, but if you run through a frozen enemy, for some reason they interact really poorly when you're running through them on slopes. You won't just like step on top of them, you'll get clipped inside of them. And when you pass on the other side of them, they'll kind of shove you forward a few pixels. So it's actually faster to just freeze it and run through it. Saves maybe 2 frames. It's applicable in a couple of places. Not that often. I think the reason for that is that the slopes actually kind of push you forward as you're running down them. I think they push you backwards as you're running up them. I'm not sure if you still get... I'm not sure if you run through enemies on the way up slopes. I think you do. Maybe not.
Nice job from Kyle on freezing those puffers to get around them much easier than just shooting them. So that shaft, after getting denied by the security gate, it is faster to space jump up, freeze the enemy, and then jump on top of it to climb up. It's not much faster, but it's a little faster. Because when you shine spark up, you're just going straight up. You're not getting all the way. You're not going straight to the door. Whereas space jump, you can actually go both upwards and forwards. And when you have high jump, the first, I want to say 2/3 of your jump or so, you're ascending about as fast as shine sparking. I think it's equally fast. Maybe the first 1/3, I don't know. But the point is, it's not much, if any, slower. And you don't have the startup or the bonk animation. Although, in that particular room, you could get knocked out of your bonk animation by one of those flying drones. But that's not that big a deal because you get knocked backwards instead of forwards. So 2 doubles on that ice core for Fpiz. Not too shabby.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet SR388. Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet SR388.
So one of the nice things about door alignment is that sometimes there's a little ledge in front of the door that you could just go around instead of landing on and running off and then falling again. So you could kind of mitigate some of the in-game time loss. Just like that. We're just a tad late on that shine spark. I'm gonna get the bonk. It's only about a second slower than going all the way through. And one of the reasons being is that you don't have to go all the way to the wall to trigger the Omega Metroid fight. You just have to have the screen scrolled all the way. So you just go up to where the ship normally docks you up. No ice missiles. I was gonna defeat Metroids. Oh, we got an orange suit. Here we go. Yeah, the Omega Metroid in particular is weak to orange suits. Oh. Seems to accidentally tap L at the very end of the fight. Almost dying to the Omega Metroid. And GG. What a thrilling conclusion. Got Caio going into the Ridley fight here. Unfortunately, not getting the eye bomb. Also, apparently not walking forward enough to trigger the Ridley fight. Apparently, you have to be forward You have to be close enough to Ridley for it to trigger. I don't know if it's just a horizontal pixel or vertical matters as well. Either way. Yeah, apparently that's the thing. You could just stand in front of Ridley and it won't spawn until you get a little bit closer. I guess their screw attack. It's the most overpowered item in the series, pretty much. It's particularly overpowered in Fusion. Although, to be fair, I think that's because the enemies are just incapable of damaging you in that form. Oh, right. Sorry about that. I know the channel is somewhere. There you are. Wait, why isn't it not giving me the option to message? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. What? There it is. Okay, I figured out the new Discord AI. Or AI? UI. Artificial interface. It's weird, I thought it had your information. There we go. Welcome on in, Fpiz. GG's.
Thank you. Even though I don't deserve it.
You put up a good fight, but the Omega Metroid kind of threw in the end.
Oh. I don't know. It started really bad. It was funny because at Arachnus I was so close to reset by accident. I was resetting because I got 2 rolls. But then
Yikes.
I was like, no, I cannot. In general, I was trying to do just funny tricks because I know I had some lead, but I have done such a big amount of mistakes, little mistakes, and yeah. Still decent, I guess, something.
Yeah, it's a good thing you had 3 energy tanks. Do you normally run with 2 or you stick with 3?
Bro, my SAX encounters were so bad. In Sector 6, I was sure I was going to die. So,
Yikes.
After it froze me, it jumped too high. And I was like, no, I'm dead. This prison, I did it.
Yeah, luckily, like, when it freezes you, it runs up to you and stops for a second.
Yeah, but you don't have to jump too much, otherwise the diagonal shot is going to hit you.
Yeah.
Also, in practice, I was kind of getting reverse highs.
Nice.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it is I mean, Even if you practice it a ton, you're still
yeah.
only getting it like 1 in 3 tries.
The practice doesn't matter. Like it's just a frame win.
Yeah. You had a really good nightmare fight. That was a pretty good highlight.
Was it?
It was
I
pretty
mean,
good.
It's not a perfect because I don't know if you saw the new nightmare fight where you pretty much it's one round nightmare because it's you have to do manipulation. I don't even know what to do. I didn't get it, but still. I have to work on my notes because I get some nervous. My fingers don't respond to what my brain says.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like there are some sections, there are some rooms where like I never have a problem with it until I start thinking about them.
Yes.
Like there's one room with 2 stretchies in the emergency in Frankersy,
Oh yeah.
where you're just climbing like a tiny room, like that little box room,
Yeah.
and there are the 2 stretchies on the wall. And I would always just run under the fireball, freeze the stretchy, and jump on top of it. And then, like, once I started speedrunning more seriously and I started thinking about the room, then I would get hit by the fireball every single time. I'm like, what am I doing differently? Makes no sense.
I get it. Yeah.
And those pretty scary SAX fight as well, but you seemed pretty you knew how to handle when it goes wrong.
I wasn't
You've
scared.
done enough runs. That will happen.
What is Caio personal best? I think it's
I don't remember.
no, 123. It's close.
Yeah, I don't know if that's up to date because like people do have to verify runs for speedrun.com, but
Yeah, some month.
was that on his splits? And GG's to Caio.
GG.
Oh, 120.13. Oh, that's sum of best. 123.03. Looks like.
Oh, okay.
All right, I gotta mark that done.
Oh,
There we go.
also, okay. Also, at the start, like my timer wasn't going down. It was stuck at -15, and the race time said the race is starting, but I saw no countdown, so I was like, what? Then my timer started, and that's why I started like 4 seconds late.
Oh, dang.
That was fun.
That's weird.
Mm-mm.
Why do computers have problems?
It's just a countdown, please.
That timer had one job. And welcome on in, Caio. GG.
Hello. Hey, GG, thanks.
GG.
Yeah, you feeling any more comfortable on that controller?
Kinda yes, which is actually bad because I do not want to be playing a GameCube controller, but well, my
Yeah.
cable busted and it's hard to find a replacement. Think about soldering it back, but I hate soldering, so there's that.
Yeah. No. It's always a little bit risky. I mean, if you're good at it, you may have the confidence, but it it's a third party adapter, right?
Well, I want to solder back my first pair adapter because only a single wire fell off. So if I solder that wire back in, I have a good first pair adapter back. So that will be best probably. You did give me a good idea though. Try a little with the third party so I'm not losing anything if I screw up. That's a good idea actually. I didn't think of that.
So
Yeah, I think the biggest, the most important part is that you're comfortable with a controller. Like, in terms of optimal gameplay, you'll maybe lose like 1 or 2% of your potential from just having a different controller.
I would say a little bit more, honestly. More than 2%. But
It's
yeah,
really hard to say because like most people only really play with one particular type of controller, whether it's a GameCube or SP or a keyboard. They're just comfortable with one specific thing.
Yeah, it's hard to adjust. All that said, I am quite happy with my run considering it was a race. And consider my standards, like I'm clearly the underdog of the race, but I think I did a good job at least on movement. I did commit like 2 large blunders on movement when goddamn, I forgot now.
I know the Nightmare
Back on
Spark was a
sector
little
1,
rough.
where I like fell down twice before shooting the thing I was supposed to shoot. And also falling down on the main sector was also kind of stupid, you know. I also took a while to finally get the Shine Spark going on Sector 4, 4 or Sector 5, Sector 5. But then again, that's kind of a harder trick. Other than that, I don't think my movement was too bad for my standards. What I did dislike was my bosses. Like, dang, did I have a single good boss on this run? I think I lost time on all bosses. I lost time on all bosses, every single one. Maybe Spectrums or an X. Oh, and the Omega Metroid. That's a free boss though. So that's what I'm going to say. I really dislike the bosses I had. If this game didn't have bosses, I would have had a kind of good run. But
yeah, I feel you there.
Terrible bosses.
I'm actually notoriously bad on Ceres myself. I usually get like 7 rounds somehow.
Oh yeah, how many rounds did you get, Caio?
I hate Ceres, I hate Yakuza, I hate every boss in this game, but somehow I still love this game.
Yeah. I want to say it was 4 rounds. It's not the worst. But yeah, it definitely feels bad to not get the 2-shot.
Yeah, I know. Too well. Okay.
But yeah, who are you going up against next?
Ronald Rage.
Ronald Rage. Okay, that's gonna be a
Yeah, let's go.
another fun match. Yeah.
And then I'm going out of the tourney because versus Pinchus. if I win against Ronald.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hype though.
Yes, my bench. I hope you die in our race.
Oh no. Well, if they get if they have enough energy tanks, they can still survive a double swipe on Omega Metroid. So.
True. Okay, I guess we are done.
Yeah. Anything else y'all want to add?
I think I have nothing else to add. Other than maybe sorry for changing my layouts during my stream layouts during an event. Sorry for Speedgaming staff. They had to redo my layouts.
No problem.
Promise next time I'll give a heads up. Sorry for that.
Yeah, we always just make sure to like things are cropped correctly because everyone's gonna change their stream layout sometime. They just kind of make sure every race just to check in on it themselves. So all is well. Yeah, thanks for joining the tournament. Did you have fun in this participating, Kyle? Other than the tech problems, in spite of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the question. Sorry.
Did you have fun in the tournament?
Oh yes, I definitely had. It was well, as I said, I do love Metroid Fusion. I really like this game. I want to grind it more. I'm just sad I'm having so many controller problems, but it was very fun to participate. I even managed to win a race, which is one more race than I expected to win. So it was fun. Thank you all for having an open tournament. I thought I was going to be the absolute underdog of the tournament, but like a bunch of people joined. I was like a mid-tier, more or less mid-tier runner. So that was cool. It was very fun to play, and good luck for the future participants.
Yeah,
That's all.
definitely. Thank you very much. And as well, thanks to Speedgaming for hosting this these restreams, and yeah, thanks to all our volunteers, all the admins, all the commentators, and especially thanks to the runners for just having fun and letting us watch. So, yeah, I've been Jagger G, and thanks Fpiz and Caio for today, and we'll see you next mission.
Bye bye.
See you on next mission. Bye bye.